opinion!
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning somewhere!
for September 25th, 2025. My name is Barty Burns, sitting right over there. She's literally just sitting down over there. It's Ashley Burns. Hi to Ashley, everybody.
You love doing this to me. I'm like, oh no, I gotta get all my stuff in order. Oh no.
Started the podcast on our way in. So we're heading back to the dentist today for our follow-up appointments. We didn't tell everyone the results of our stellar dental appointment.
Well, I guess they weren't quite stellar. I would say like maybe A-. So yeah, we got to go back to the dentist today. I need a filling, and you're getting.
Oh, do you need a filling?
I need a filling.
When was the last time you went to the dentist?
See, that's the thing.
Let's talk about this. Let's have real talk.
Okay, real talk is so that's one of the things that fell off with the move and with the pandemic and everything is we established a GP, but we never established a dentist.
Right.
So I've never been to the dentist in Scotland before. And
5 years we've been here.
Yes, but it's actually longer than that. I haven't been to the dentist since I was pregnant with Finn. So it's been like 7 years since I've been to the dentist. Now, that sounds like a long time. That's a very long time considering you're supposed to go twice a year. But the nice thing, I guess, is that I have like one tiny filling that I need to get done. So I have like one tiny cavity in 7 years. That's not bad. I'm giving the credit, honestly, largely to vibrating teeth brushes.
Okay. Good. I thought this was going to be like my edging comment yesterday. Vibrating what? Yeah, it's so usually though that average does average out where you're supposed to go twice a year. And if you don't go for like 5 years, then you have to go 10 times in 1 year to correct all the problems. But no, I was in the same boat. I hadn't been in probably about 5 years. And I got that wonderful, horrible situation where I sat down, they looked at it, they go, your mouth is fine. Like, I've just dealt with that my whole life where cavities are just not a thing. Like,
Have you ever had one?
I had one where I had this is dental stuff we're talking about here, so trigger warning. I had a wisdom tooth that grew in sideways. They call that impacted. It was impacted. It had impacted. And it grew in sideways against one of my back molars. And it, I guess, rubbed or just made a situation back there where I had to have work done on one of my back molars. But that's pretty much it.
You're just sitting there and you just like, you hear them like bringing in like the backhoes and just inside your mouth. They're like setting up the cord and so like, we got a situation here.
It probably didn't help that I got my wisdom teeth removed as part of a pharmaceutical experiment.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, that was a choice for sure. That was the one where like they chose whether or not to like give you pain medication.
It was part of like a double-blind placebo trial where it's like, you might get pain medication, you might get just whatever.
Right,
an anti-inflammatory. That's what it was. They were testing an anti-inflammatory.
You get Tylenol. So here's the thing.
Dude, can I just say, I just miss a simpler time in our lives. Like this week, I'm supposed to have a political opinion about Tylenol and escalators. I'm supposed to. People were disappointed that we don't talk about this stuff every day of the week. It's like, this is exactly why. I got to sit down and form a political opinion of a goddamn escalator, Ashley.
I think that the best political opinion about escalators was already formed by Mitch Hedberg.
I have none. I have zero, none whatsoever.
We said it's you escalators, they never break. They're just temporarily stairs.
Right. Sorry for the convenience.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That's my opinion. But
I just want to go back to a simpler time, Ashley, when I could hate the government and love my wife. And that's it. That's all I want to do.
Look, you can make that choice.
That would be a t-shirt. If this was Rushdie, we should make a t-shirt. So what do you think was the most successful internet t-shirt of all time?
Internet t-shirt? The Live Strong bands. I know it's not a t-shirt, but that's like what I think of is the Lance Armstrong Live Strong, those yellow wristbands that like everyone had them. And then everyone else decided they were also going to make a wristband. So then there's a purple band for this company and there's a red band for this company. And before you know it, everyone's wearing like a rainbow of like rubber bracelets on their wrist. And then like overnight, no one was.
We knew the guys that shipped those, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, they had the contract before he went on Oprah. And then he went on Oprah and they went from like shipping 1,000 a day to took 12 million.
Man, I feel like everyone
that is a scale problem.
In like high school had one of those. Like everybody had one.
It's a good call. I mean, as a product, that's probably the one. And there's probably nothing close to that. But as far as t-shirts go, I felt like I saw that goddamn Keep Calm and Chive On shirt for the Chive. Remember the Chive?
The Chive website?
Chive might still be going, but yeah, that shirt was everywhere. They also like made it the basis for their website for like 3 years, where they would just post pictures of people who were wearing the shirt wherever. I saw that. Maybe I was too tied in or like tuned into that stuff. I saw that everywhere.
I mean, I feel like there was, once again, a period where everyone had a Keep Calm and Verb On t-shirt or poster of some kind. But I think that you probably saw Chive stuff all the time because they were Austin-based, right? Like they were in Austin, and they're probably going around to like all the same events that like the local radio stations are, just like chucking t-shirts at people. If they're really lucky, they're getting, do you remember the video of, there was a girl in I think
yes,
she was
I
in
remember this video.
A basketball court, and she was throwing t-shirts. And
I actually do know this video.
She could throw a t-shirt with like pinpoint accuracy to like the top rows of the stadium. It was incredible. This girl, if they got her to throw the Chive t-shirts, no wonder everyone's wearing them.
Who is that person? That's who they should cast as the new Wonder Woman in the DCU.
I don't know, my future wife. Let's just say that.
She plants her back foot and someone had the forethought to shoot it in slow motion too. She just chucks this shirt to the upper deck. And it might be just me like putting this in my head, but I feel like she threw it to the exact person she was trying to throw it to. Like there's even some story that she was trying to throw a shirt to her dad up in the stands.
Who was up in the nosebleeds. And
Dude,
it's incredible.
Sign her up.
I love that video, and I love that woman just a little bit. Like, just her ability to throw a t-shirt. That's all it takes.
That reminds me of a story I saw coming out of China. It's about some guy who's like 5'5", and he's dating a very tall woman. Let's just say she's 7 feet tall. She's a very tall woman. And how his parents are disowning him, and he shouldn't be in this relationship with this woman. I don't know what category of news this falls under. You know, it's just like odd stories coming out of China. But all the photos of him with this giant lady, he looks so fucking happy.
I was sure. Like, if you're into tall women, what's not to love?
And how are you going to find, and it's like, I got a tall woman. What a rare thing to find a woman over like 6'5", right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She must be very tall.
I saw, we'll link all these in linked up, but I saw this other thing where it's an interview where it's like two really tall people, but you can't really tell that they're super tall.
Because they're tall next to each other?
Yeah, within the frame, it's all relative. They look the same. And they immediately start vibing with each other. It's incredible. Like, you watch the video and you'll watch these two people. It's like, clearly these two people are immediately in love with each other.
Well, you've got to, though. Like, at some point, right, you find your people and you go, oh, thank God, finally someone who's not going to walk up to me and go, well, you're tall, aren't you?
Finally, I
bet you can reach the top shelf.
I can just hate the government and love my girlfriend. That's my super tall girlfriend. That's it.
You got someone that is literally on your level.
Yeah, I think the Chive shirt, that would get my crown. I think I saw that goddamn thing everywhere. There was a lot of Homestar shirts back in the day, but it was a really specific audience. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was just in tune with that stuff because t-shirts. I always said t-shirts were like the economy of the internet.
Yeah,
in the early 2000s.
And I feel like that's definitely changed. But for a while, it was like you'd go to a convention and like what t-shirts you saw on people, absolutely, like you would note specific t-shirts and you would note specific brands on people at conventions. But we were also very much in the convention scene at that time.
Yeah. The best-selling shirts of all time for Rooster Teeth were, probably going to leave one out here. People Like Grapes was huge. For a very long time, the Ask Me About My Zombie Plan and the Legitimate Strategy shirts, which I think both of those are back in the store right now, right?
I'm not sure about Zombie Plan. I think we
no,
do
Zombie
have
Plan might have been left out.
We do have the Legitimate Strategy shirt in the store right now, but I don't think Zombie Plan's in there.
There's one.
I'll see if we can find
one
the art files, though.
I must be forgetting, but there's like those were the big ones for such a long time. There's something came up just recently, and I was kind of shocked by this because it was something where I very much thought I had my finger on the pulse, and now I'm wondering if it's just me or the children who are wrong. Somebody called out the fact that we don't put the logo on the back of the shirt, what they call the yoke, up on the top in the back. We don't put the Rooster Teeth logo and the URL on the t-shirt. People are like saying, why don't they do that anymore? What happened? I like that. I thought everybody hated that.
Yeah, we have the art for that, but it was a conscious decision not to, because you didn't want people to feel like
a billboard,
like they were a billboard if they bought a shirt. But maybe part of buying the shirt is showing that you're supporting the thing.
Also, by the way, it makes the shirt, what, $2 more expensive or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, to manufacture.
So there was
it,
a couple different factors that went into it, but the main one was I didn't think people wanted this. I thought it was like a benefit for the company and not for the person who was buying the shirt.
Like advertising. Like, oh, you're paying us to advertise us? Great.
I thought I was eliminating kind of a sneaky Pete kind of a thing, but I guess not. I guess people actually did like it a lot. So
I mean, I guess weigh in.
Weigh in, please. I would like to actually hear what people think about the yoke on the back of a t-shirt. Also, if you never buy a t-shirt, shut the fuck up. I don't care about what your opinion is.
Yeah, go back to your Livestrong band.
People always have opinions about t-shirts when they don't ever plan to buy a t-shirt. They've never bought a t-shirt. Really, you're not a customer at that point. Your opinion, you're just fucking shit up. But if you're the person who buys a t-shirt on the internet, let me know. Do you want the yoke on the back of these things or not?
Do you ever wonder if you learn the wrong lesson from things? So this is like, yes, the yoke of the shirt is like, this was an impression that you had, right? And you're like, I learned the wrong lesson?
I did.
I'm wondering that. So about our trip to the dentist today, I'm wondering the same thing. Because, 7 years, 1 cavity, and you go, that's great, I got really lucky. Only 1 cavity in 7 years, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's me.
Could save me a lot of dental trips.
I can do whatever the fuck I want at this point.
Right, like, am I learning the wrong lesson from this?
You know what you're doing, though? You're building up that average of like 2 per year. And like when you're 70, you're going to have to go to 1,000 dental appointments.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Lifetime.
When I turn like 70, I'm just going to have them take out any of the teeth that remain and like do that thing where they like make teeth on the end of a screw and then just drill them into my jaw. And then I'll have like this set of like chompers that's going to last into like eternity.
I always like to think about like the future, people from the future looking back at us and going, or even just like our own grandchildren going, you did what? You drove your car to a place where you filled it with explosive liquid? Did you need a license or train? No, we just did it. We just figured it out. Sometimes we'd spill the explosive flammable liquid all over the place.
No, the biggest stressor was making sure you put the right flammable liquid in and not the flammable liquid that was actually going to make your engine explode.
Not the European flammable liquid. But the same thing with like dental stuff. I do think that that's something that they will just fix and it'll be like, wow, they used to go and they would drill into your face and all this horrible stuff we would have to put up with. And even just the ongoing care. Did you ever watch the sci-fi series Farscape?
I've watched a little bit. I can't say that I've watched Farscape. I've seen some episodes completely out of order and with no context. So yes and no. Is that the one? Hold on. Which
does
one?
that merge with Babylon 5 in your head?
I was just going to ask. I was like, is that the Jason Momoa one, or was that Babylon 5, or was that
that's Stargate?
Stargate.
they're all just mushed together in one giant thing of like independent sci-fi series. In the first episode of Farscape, it's like a modern human falls through a wormhole, I think, or something. He ends up in the future, but like also out in space somewhere. Anyway, they put a worm in his mouth that is a dental care worm, and it just goes through and cleans his teeth all the time. And he swallows his. And you're like,
what, like sharks?
Well, it's just like they have a name for it. It's like called the dentifrice or something like that. I forget what it was. That has stuck in my head because I was like, I would 100% put that worm in my mouth.
Yeah, but what if you
it lives in your mouth?
Okay, but now I have questions. How did he swallow the worm, and how do you not swallow the worm?
I think he swallowed it immediately. I think he didn't let it establish itself. I don't know what it was.
Oh, it has to like kick root. Got it. Okay,
it was like a funny little bit.
Here's what it's gonna do. It's gonna like just gradually over time eat your tongue and replace it.
Okay, let's step away from the worms in our mouth discussion while it's early in the morning. Would you put nanobots? Like, I wouldn't put them in my bloodstream day one. I'm not going to be an early adopter.
Would I put them in my mouth?
Would you put you have like 5 or 6 nanobots that just are like a work crew that goes around your mouth and keeps it clean, like keeps all the little crevices and all that neat?
Would
you do that?
No, here's what I'm going to prefer, right? Where it's recommended that we brush our teeth twice a day if we only want to go to the dentist once every 7 years. So I would like to have a device that is kind of like those teeth whitening kits, right? Where you get like the big glit and then you just like I'm going to put it over my teeth in my mouth. And then it's going to have little machines that reach out like little arms and go, scrub, 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 scrub. And then I'm done, right?
Oh,
and
then you remove them.
Yeah, and then I just take the machine and I put it in the UV cleaner or whatever to clean that gross stuff.
Okay.
And that way I don't have to have nanobots living in my mouth, like wondering what they're up to, being like, hey, are you guys like setting up the cordons, right? You bring in the backhoe, beep, beep. I don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, and you don't have to floss yourself either, right?
That too.
Yeah. That's the other thing too is like,
Do you floss as much as you're supposed to floss?
I am now because we got to go. It was weird the way they do stuff in stages here. We've learned this even with maintenance on cars. Like we have to go a distance to go and get our car worked on. It sucks because the first appointment is always like, hey, this engine light is on or whatever, or we're having this problem or we're hearing this noise and we think it's this. They go, okay, we'll bring it in. Here, for some reason, you bring it in, then the whole day goes by and you're like, can we get our car back? We hadn't had a chance to look at it. We'll get to it tomorrow. Like, okay, so then we got to like arrange travel to get down there and get it back. Then we get it back and they go, the engine light was on. It's like, we know that's why we brought it in. They're like, okay, well, we booked you in for service like 2 weeks from now. I don't know if this is a UK thing or a rural thing. It's like everything is 2 appointments. Dentist the same way. We went for our checkup and now we're going back for a cleaning.
Yeah,
in America, that's all at once, man. They put you on the conveyor belt and you go through and do everything.
Well, I think that what we had, because we were new patients, was like a new patient checkup thing where that's the one where they went in and they took the x-rays and they did all that stuff. And they're like, all right, now we're putting together a treatment plan for you.
That's fair.
That's the other thing is we are going to a private dentist. And that's a big distinction here where there are NHS dentists where you don't pay anything, you go to the dentist. The catch is you have to get on a waiting list. And apparently the waiting lists are years long to get in to like get on the patient list for a dentist. So we just went private because we're Americans and we're used to paying for it anyway. Like it feels weird when stuff is free. And so it almost feels like more comfortable having to pay them, but it's also how you get like the white, like the porcelain fillings. Otherwise, I guess they're just like, you know what's free? Metal.
Right. Get the big giant silver filling in your mouth.
Right.
Which I think holds up longer anyway.
Comes with free nanobots though, am I right?
Comes with lead.
So
leaching.
So I think what we had was like they're putting together a treatment plan, and that's supposed to be like a nice luxury thing because they're assuming that we don't live as far away as we do.
Everyone told us when we showed up here, it's like everyone does private dental care. Like everyone loves the NHS. It's beloved. They're very upset with it these days because it used to be better than what it is now. But everyone to a person told us here, just get a private dentist and do it. We were like, okay, fast forward 5 years, we finally did it. And I got the zero. I got the thing, no cavities. There was, I think I told the story in the RT podcast where one time I thought, I'm going to go get my teeth like done. I'm on camera a lot. I'm going to get my teeth. Like, I don't want tooth fantasy.
You get that thing where you like, they make them all like exactly even. And so they look like chiclets.
Yeah.
And they're like all like white and shiny and like perfect and maybe a little bit too big.
Like that character in Something About Mary. Just get the giant white teeth like Baba Booey. But I thought, I'd take a look and maybe get some work done. And the cosmetic dentist said, I'm not going to touch your teeth and I wouldn't recommend that you have this done. Because once you start down that road, then you're suddenly in a 10-year cycle of maintenance where you're going to have so much work done. Because and if you don't have cavities, if you never get cavities, just don't mess with your mouth chemistry. You're very lucky. Don't fuck with it. So I'm like, okay, I get it. But also like you, it's just affirmation of all the terrible stuff I've been doing all along anyway, that I haven't developed any serious problems.
Well, you know what it makes me wonder? Because when I was a kid, I did have a lot of cavities. Like, I remember I had like 6 cavities at once. Like,
no
one
shit,
time.
really?
Yeah, like 6 cavities when I was a kid. This is when I was in grade school.
Do they fill them or they just, nuke it from orbit and start over? What do they do?
No, it was a bunch of fillings. And the thing is, I don't remember if all of those were necessarily on the permanent teeth or the training teeth. And so I must have eaten horribly and never, ever, ever considered even looking at a toothbrush. Like, was it the Kool-Aid that did it? I don't feel like I have a particularly low sugar diet now. I don't feel like I avoid the things that all the dentists tell you to avoid. I don't avoid coffee. I don't avoid tea. I don't avoid sugar. I don't make sure that I get less than 20 grams of, sugary things in a week and so on. Like, I don't worry about a lot of that stuff. I just do the thing. I brush my teeth twice a day and that's about it. And I don't avoid any of that. So what did my diet look like when I was 7 that I could get that many cavities?
Sugar is probably the key because the 80s and into even the early 90s, that's when they established that fat is bad. Everything was fat free.
But sugar's
no
problem.
Great. Sugar's great. And I can remember as a kid on a regular basis interacting with a 1-pound bag of sugar. And I feel like I haven't really done that as much as I did it when I was a kid.
No, I went back and looked at the recipe to make Kool-Aid, and it was 2 cups of sugar, 1 packet of Kool-Aid, and I think it was then like 2 liters of water. It's hummingbird food.
Yeah. Yep. It was insane. I remember having, I had friends who would call Kool-Aid juice. Even as a kid, I was offended by that.
Like it's ever interacted with a fruit before.
Do you want some juice? It was so sugary. It was gritty. Like if you drank from the bottom of the pitcher, that same pitcher everyone had with the little push button top.
Oh yeah, then it would have there'd be the grit at the end, or you have to like stir it, and you could see the sediment rising as you stir it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a good.
I would
time.
imagine too, people who drink like sweet tea in Texas and stuff, I think they probably still have lots of problems with cavities and stuff. But I feel like that's something we've moved away from.
No, sweet tea, that one is the one that they have to superheat the tea.
Yeah, we did a whole episode about sweet tea, remember?
Yeah, I do. It's still weird to me that they had to develop such an advanced scientific technique to get more sugar in the liquid.
That's got to be the sugar companies, right? That said, look, we've already got them where they've got grit at the bottom of their cup. How do we add more sugar into a liquid?
Like, what can we possibly do to top this?
Top scientists on this, and they came up with the recipe for sweet tea.
Gross.
They probably invented the Luby's cafeteria to distribute this stuff too. That's my conspiracy for today. Big Sugar invented sweet tea and then established Luby's cafeteria in order to distribute it to the American public.
All right, well, I want to say a big thank you to today's sweet teas, Craig Riley and Jeff Boyardee. Thank you both so much for sponsoring this episode of our show at patreon.com/morningsomewhere and roosterteeth.com.
Yeah, thanks for the copyright flag there, pal. Using a trademark name. All right, that does it for us today. September 25th, 2025. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye, everybody.